Welcome to News Stripped Down, where I dig through the news and weed out the nonsense so you guys don't have to. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer is probably just BS. Today is August 5th, you guys. It's hump day, August 2026. Yeah, yeah, it's 24 degrees Celsius out there. That's 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. Yeah, and it's a chilly 24 degrees Celsius and a chilly 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, let's get into some birthdays here. Today in 1704, William Allen was born. Hey, what's up, Outlaw? William Allen, he was the Chief Justice of the province of Pennsylvania. Listen to that. Yeah, the province of Pennsylvania. And he was also the mayor of Philadelphia during the colonial period. Yeah, 1704 to 1780. He was 76 years old when he passed. And today in 1881, Hugh S. Johnson, he was like pretty big in the Franklin D. Roosevelt era there. He was like kind of one of the brain trusts to government there, and he wrote a lot of the speeches for Franklin D. Roosevelt there. He passed in 1942 at the age of 60. I've been doing okay. I was sick there in end of June. Yeah, it took about a month to recover from. Yeah, it was pretty hard. Hey, 2-4, whereabouts are you, bud? Whereabouts are you? You gotta be at least through Manitoba by now, unless you're just really taking your time. And 2-4, check out deserts. Oh, and then speaking while you're here, man. Hold on a second. There you go. And then today in 1930, Neil Armstrong, yeah, the first man on the moon. Yeah, he was 82 years old. He passed in 2012. Oh, you're in Fort Mac already. Wow, you just zoomed right across. That was awesome. Yeah, once you get past Ontario, it's amazing how fast everything is, eh? To just fly right through. That's crazy that you got a notification this time. And then today in 1967, co-founder of LinkedIn, he is 58 years old today. Reed Hoffman, yeah, funny looking character. I wouldn't be caught in a room with that guy by myself. He just looks like one of those, you know, crazy co-founder CEO guys. And then today in 1966, Marine Le Pen, she's 57 years old today. She's over in France. She's like kind of that far right kind of movement. It's called the Front Party in France. What they consider far right, I guess. So yeah, she's a fierce to be reckoned with, especially in France. I know they're starting to, I don't know, go right, go left. I don't know. I'm gonna stay right here in the middle. I'll be that cat on the fence, you know. And then on one side you have a really, really nice Chinese family living there, and then right next door you got two Rottweilers that are sitting there sleeping. So as a cat, I think it's probably best to just stay on the fence. Either way, I'm gonna get eaten. Uh, and then today in 1937, Herb Brooks, he coached the men's Olympic hockey team in 1980 at Lake Placid for the gold medal. He passed in 2003 at the age of 66. Thanks for the courage. And then today in 1964, Beastie Boy Adam Yauch, stage name MCA, aka Master of Ceremonies Adam, Beastie Boy. He passed in 2012 at the age of 47. If you didn't know, he had cancer. Yeah, yeah, he didn't take it very good. He dealt with that for quite a long time. And then today in 1956, Maureen McCormick. She is 69 years old today. If that name sounds familiar, she was in the Brady Bunch. She played Marsha. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for birthdays today, you guys. And then let's dig into some news here. Oh, a little bit of everything. Wow, I just totally messed up that. That can go there. This can go back there. Okay. So yeah, welcome to News Strip Down, where I dig through the news and read out the nonsense so you guys don't have to. 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS anyways. Okay, so today is August 5th. Wednesday today, you guys. Hump day. It's 2026. It is 24 degrees Celsius. That is 72.5 degrees Fahrenheit to you guys down in the States. And let's get into the news here. So a U.S. submarine, the USS Virginia, the SSN 774, ported in London on August 3rd after a 6-month deployment. This nuclear submarine traveled over 36,000 nautical miles. That's 41,400 miles, or 666,700 kilometers to anyone else. Like, that is insane over a 6-month period. Now, who could say that they've traveled that far just in a lifetime? You know what I mean? Like, I know some people who haven't even just left this town. You know, like they've never even been to like the city. So like the farthest they've ever been to is Brandon. But like imagine that, traveling 41,000 miles, but all underwater. And they say that the USS Virginia is deployed in mostly the northern Atlantic and the Eastern or European Arctic. But obviously, they can't really divulge where this submarine goes, obviously. So, but that's pretty interesting. That's just a topic I want to talk about because just the distance traveled in that 6 months, that's just unreal. Imagine if somebody tried to do that in a. Well, I guess you could do that in a car. I think like what is it, the DDE guys, daily driven exotics, with the traveling they've done, they've probably done that already. They probably do over 100,000 miles at least a year. Should I even bother talking about this? Because this is kind of just kicking the dog again. Kicking a dead dog here, you guys. Is just so the Canadian dollar could start seeing some boost here right now if the this Iran US finally make a deal here, because you know we're gonna have a boost because basically Canada's money is based, the Canadian dollar is based on our oil and gas. So if you know they do make a deal here, it's going to boost Canada's dollar due to the fact that you know there's going to be a major influx. People are going to start purchasing more oil and gas because it's going to be cheaper. It's just kind of a thing that, but it could be short-lived. But I don't see gas prices going back down much either. So, but the oil companies are just laughing right now. They're just laughing. Hell, look at all the profits we're making. Yeah, you guys are making. Rest of us are all getting kicked in the ass here. So yeah, I'm not even finished talking about that. That's just kicking a dead dog. Yeah. Uh, yeah, here we go. Here's something we haven't seen in a dog's age for sure. The gaming company Atari is making comeback after a Swedish video publisher, Thunderful, the Pioneer console company, filed for bankruptcy almost a decade ago. So now, after learning, teaming up with this Thunderful, Atari has now reported revenues of around 65 million US dollars, its highest in 10 years, obviously. It's still not a big number though, but to see Atari making a comeback right now, like their game revenues are up 67.7%. If you guys even know what Atari is, like it was the pioneer of gaming platforms, like for real. Yeah, it went up 67.7%. So that's around $50.5 million of that. What, 60? Where's the total I had here? Yeah, of their 65 million. Yeah, that's 50 million of their 65 million. And then their hardware revenue jumped around 83%, just only earning around an extra 8.4 million. And this is all of a result right now of Atari like kind of acquiring about 90.2% of this Thunderful company out of Sweden. So, hey, what's up? Uh, so yeah, that's kind of cool to see Atari starting to make a comeback right now. Like, still waiting for Sega to do something about all this stuff. And then down over to Mexico here. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum is evaluating potential project, potential fracking projects in the northern states of Cholula and Chalalupas that could boost domestic gas production. Pemex is probably the most likely company that's going to be probably doing this fracking because they're the ones doing the test drilling down in those areas right now anyways. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be Permex that does get the contracts for this fracking thing here. Well, because like pretty much 75% of what the Mexico uses for gas right now, 75% of it comes from the United States right now. So this is going to be another way. Like it really comes down to like how good is the orange worth the squeeze? You know, is it worth like the environmental issues, or is it worth constantly sucking the sour milk from the sitting in president of the United States? You know, do you want the sour milk or do you want the sweet, sweet juice? You know, so I see this potentially being a big thing. Right now, Sheinbaum is kind of just keeping her mouth shut about this. And really, it just comes down to environmental concerns and stuff like that. But I know she was really against. Mexico's pretty hardcore against fracking right now. They're worried about their water supplies, and is a little bit hotter than it is, up here in Canada. And then Bayer news. Bayer Pharmaceuticals and Pesticides. Okay, so yeah, this is crazy. I've never seen so much Bayer news just in one day. This is crazy. So their India firm has shown a 15.4% rise in their first quarter profit. So that's around $33.85 million. And this is because they had a weak start to the monsoon season that delayed planting. So this created a major need for like pesticides and fertilizers so they could keep their production up. So yeah, that was kind of underestimated. Wall Street did not see those numbers coming, especially from India. And then Bayer also announced that several strategic research partner programs focused on expanding patent access and clinical trials on advanced cardio-radial health. This is interesting. So, what is cardio-radial health? This is the way that your heart and kidneys interact with each other, okay, and talk with each other, and then how each organ, if one organ is affected, the other one kind of shows weakness too, and they both flip flop back and forth like that. So that's weird that Bayer's getting into information like this. They're getting into stuff like that. But should Bayer be able to have access to, some of these patents and clinical trials? You know, it's a little weird. Once you let them get a hold of the patents, they're no better than Monsanto's. Sorry. Bayer, like, they do the pesticides and pharmaceutical, they do the whole shebang. Uh, and then there was some talks about Bayer. They were going to start splitting up some of their divisions into different companies, but the chief executive, Bill Anderson, has ruled out the breakup of the groups operations for right now, saying that the company still has a lot of work before it can consider those options. Yeah, yeah. But I think a lot of work that he's talking about is all the lawsuits that Bayer is dealing with. Like, there's a lot of lawsuits throughout the United States right now that are still pending. Probably just going to turn out to be settle out of court, or they're just going to pay a fine, and we're never really going to see the full repercussions of what they really did. Just like Monsanto's, Shell, Bayer, they're all the same, same crap. This is pretty interesting news. So we got some U.S. Canada news that's actually pretty good. You know, we got some actual cooperation here, but this is kind of separate entities. This isn't really political. So, U.S. Canada partnership to test advanced thorium nuclear fuel testing in reactors. Clean Chlorthurium Energy, or CCTE, has signed a fabrication agreement with BWXT, Canada's uh, uh, BXT Canada, sorry, to advance the commercial demonstration of their thorium nuclear fuel technologies. This was announced in Chicago on August 3rd. Uh, the agreement will the agreement will enable a full-scale bundles of manufactured in Canada's nuclear laboratories at Chalk River. That's in Ontario. BWXT Canada will provide qualified hardware while Canada Nuclear Laboratories will produce the fuel pellets and assemble reactor representative bundles for irradiation in operation for a reactor. Uh, so yeah, this is going to be pretty significant because thorium is a lot more abundant than uranium, so it's going to be kind of still a mix between the two products. And then they're saying, oh yeah, this is going to be a lot better because it has a less toxic shelf life. Because when you're talking about uranium, you have like 1,000 year shelf life, and then what kind of has less of a shelf life? Yeah, more like hundreds of years still of a shelf life once it's spent. So like to really say that's a plus, it's like, oh yeah, but it'll last less longer if we bury it. It'll only last a couple 100 years now instead of like thousands of years. You know, I don't really see that as trying to say that's a headline. You know, like is that a plus? I don't see that a plus in my minds, but they seem to be like promoting that too. It's like, oh, it'll be better for the environment. No, still no, it doesn't make any sense. Uh, and then down in the U.S. here, U.S. federal investigators have said that they've linked 7 U.S. states that have been affected by cyber attacks onto their water systems. Uh, I don't know. It's pretty easy to point the finger at Iran right now. I know right now trying to look up information about that, it's kind of backtracked a little bit. It's like kind of just the first name that was thrown. It was Iran. Kind of like that Samantha Guthrie's thing where the brother was like, she was kidnapped. You know, it's like okay. So I don't know. It's messed up. So yeah, that's it for the news today, you guys. I'm here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, news stripped down 30 minutes or less. Why? Because anything longer than that's probably just BS, anyways. Hey Stoner, what's up? Let's. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit like button, subscribe, leave a comment later if you guys want to. Here Monday to Friday, 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time. And yeah, let's end things off on like things that happened today in history. Today in 1583, Humphrey Gilbert claims Newfoundland for the English crown, establishing Britain's first colony. Yay, Newfoundland. That's funny because I was just talking about that Pennsylvania. What was his name? William Allen in 1704 to 1780. William Allen, Chief Justice of the Province of Pennsylvania. That's funny. During the colonial period. And then in 1864 today, Battle of Mobile Bay, won by the Union Navy, where the famous saying, "Damn the torpedoes, full steam ahead." That's where that came from, is that famous captain, which is kind of funny. I didn't write his name down, sorry. And then today in 1957, American Bandstands premieres on ABC for the first time. August 5th, 1965, the Beatles released Yellow Submarine. And today in 1914, the first electric traffic lamp is installed in 105th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, your bike's got to be pretty messed up after just pulling it. I was almost thinking you should have draped something in front of your bike, man. Get one of those good like drop sheets for painting, but the good thick denim ones. But then the denim, I've seen the denim leave the denim marks in there. Kind of a cool sheen though, but nah, don't need that stuff. But yeah, that's it for the news today, you guys. I might not be around tomorrow. I might go, depending if it's raining or not. We'll see what the weather's like, but I might go help a buddy do some yard work, or help his wife put some china away. Go box up some china. China, I love China all the time. But yeah. But if not, I'll see you guys Thursday and Friday for sure. Well, sorry, Friday's show for sure. And then no news weekends, because even the news needs a break. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. And if I don't see you guys tomorrow, have a good Thursday. And yeah, if I don't see you guys for the rest of this week, you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys back on Monday if I don't talk to you. But glad to hear that you're in Fort Mac already, man. And that's awesome. That's awesome that you're all the way up there already. Just hot dogging it. Oh man. Did you take the bike out at least and take it for a couple rips while you're out and about on your way out here? Dude, there was Rock in the Fields. You probably like just passing through Manitoba while Rock in the Fields was happening here. I totally forgot to talk about it. They had like oh, I can't remember all the bands names that were there, but it was pretty crazy. But deadly. Everyone, have a great week, and yeah. Oh, go check out Brick by Brick. You guys go check out my posts. Go check out Brick by Brick. I'm gonna be putting up some good channels there, good people, good things. But I don't want to bombard my posts, so I'm gonna try and do one a day. But you guys go check these people out, pretty good. Even subscribe to their channels and help their channel get a little bit of a boost too. But yeah, these are good people. They could deserve a boost. But also check out my posts, please. Deadly. But I'm out of here. Love you guys lots, and I'll see you most likely Friday. Okay, peace out.